This is why you should never buy a Facebook ads course. In fact, most online business courses are total bullshit, and I'm going to explain why. Now, I sell courses, so hopefully that lends some credibility to the point that I'm making, because unless you are selling a very niche course on how to do a very specific thing, then they are rarely going to help you out. Trust me, I've bought so many courses, so I'm gonna go quick here. I'm gonna really just kind of rant on this in a way, but I really want to prevent you guys from spending money, especially on these 4-figure or 5-figure courses and programs out there that are going to lead you astray. Because the first $5,000 that I ever invested in someone set me back a few years. Now that I have the hindsight of being 6 years away from that program and I've found success on my own paths, I can look back and say, that really did not help me, even though for a while I was convincing myself that I did get some valuable skills and direction out of it. I can see that I really was led astray by buying that program. So I want to say, for like the courses that are fine to buy, let's just get this out of the way. If it is less than a couple $100, that is going to be one of the biggest qualifiers, because not many people can sell a do-it-yourself course where you never talk to anyone. And let me clarify that too. When I say a course, I mean a DIY course. All you get are videos and maybe some templates and some worksheets, and maybe you get a Facebook group, but you never get to talk to the creator of the course itself. This is where you're just going to get general help that is gonna be nice. It's gonna be better than just a YouTube video. It's not gonna be completely worthless, but when it comes to something like Facebook ads, it's not going to help you. How someone runs ads for their candle company is completely different than how you should for a gym, than how you should for your coaching business, and let alone coaching business. Like, I mean, whether you're a fitness coach or you're a business coach or you're a marketing coach or you're a health coach or you're a life coach or you're a coach that helps people with a very specific ailment, or you're a functional medicine practitioner and you're trying to coach people online, it's completely different. Every single business is running completely different ads out there. So when it comes to these broad topics, these are the courses that you don't want to buy. You don't want to buy a Facebook ads course. You don't want to buy a marketing course. You don't want to buy a how to start a business course either, because it is just going to cram you into a cookie cutter template for something that should never be cookie cutter. Now, as far as a course that I sell that I do say it's worth it, I mean, it's only $100 and I'm not promoting it on this video at all. It teaches you how to run a giveaway, all right? It's a how to run Facebook ads to a social media giveaway, and that's it, okay? It's pretty plug and play for all B2C businesses. But even then, I don't recommend people buy that course if they really want to crush it. I say at least book a few phone calls with me, because I've never seen anyone go through that course out of the hundreds of people who have gone through my course, which I've updated at least 5 or 6 times now to be more thorough, to give better examples, to be more as a matter of fact of like, this is exactly how to do it because I've done it more times now. I've tried to update it so many times. No matter what, every time someone goes through that course and they say, hey, Derek, I did your course, thanks. I say, let me just see your finished product so I can see what my course led you to. And every single time I say, turn those ads off right now. I'll give you a free call because you're doing it wrong. Like, we need to switch some things, okay? No one has ever been able to take just my do-it-yourself course, even though it's like 6 to 8 hours, even though it's well refined, even though there are worksheets, even though there's a Facebook group, even though there's all those things, even for something so specific, no one has ever been able to do it nearly as well as they could if they talked to me on a call first. All right, so I will say that you can buy these courses that are cheap, because in this case, make sure, because you're just getting a little bit of help and you're not getting all the way, that you're not investing 4 figures plus into just videos. Okay, the age where people did that and just said, I'm gonna make $1 million just selling videos is over. And a lot of that reason why is because most of you watching this right now have bought a course that you wish you didn't buy. And maybe you never even opened it is the reason why. But you kind of just know that unless you get your hand held a little bit more than a do-it-yourself course, then it's not going to happen. I will say that if you can buy a coaching program where you get a course, but you also get to do coaching calls, that could be very worth it. And I'm even in one right now that I absolutely love, but it's also only $300 a month. You should know that we're really in a phase with this marketing consulting and just coaching in general, that the people who are trying to charge you $8,700 for business coaching are usually very unethical. Usually anyone charging over $5,000 for a program that is not one-on-one coaching for an extended amount of time, and they're not someone who is just so huge that they have to do it that way. Okay, and that's a lot of my competitors out there that teach Facebook ads. They do have very expensive courses, and I won't say that they're not worth it, but the reason for their price isn't because they're just trying to milk you for every dollar that they possibly can. Their price is because they have so many people trying to work with them that they have to make it there, all right? So I'm giving you a lot of variables to consider here, and if you're ever curious on, hey, what do you think about this course? I encourage you to DM me on Instagram at Derek Videll and just pass it on to me, and I'll give you my honest opinion of it. I would love to chat with you about that, because there's plenty of these courses out there that are still legit. So I hate to make blanket statements, even though it's probably a little bit more concise if I did. I never want to give you guys wrong information, but there's only so much that I can do when I'm just trying to put together a quick video here to help you navigate this world. So going back to this, all right, what I'm trying to say is if they're trying to sell you a $500 or more course that is only videos, it's very likely not a good idea. If they are selling you a combination course with coaching calls, then it is a good idea if the person who is selling you the program that actually did it is the coach on those calls. Because what a lot of these people do that make 7 figures a month from their coaching program sounds amazing. I gotta buy from this guy. Look how much money he's making. I gotta buy from them. The reason why they're able to do it is because they hired someone who has never run a business in their life, but has gone through some of their coaching programs and gets their material enough that they hire them to do these calls for them, is why they're able to scale so high. And if you are paying for a coach that has less experience than you, this is not a good idea, obviously. So make sure you check on this, because a lot of people will sell you the program and you won't even know who your actual coach is until you get in there. And this is really going to make it so it's very inconsistent with, like, the person who sold it to you and has accomplished what you're looking to accomplish isn't even your coach in the end. So I would stay away from those two. Back to just the Facebook ads course though, I want to just talk about that specifically. It is such a situational problem for how to run ads for you, and it's not even just based on your business type. It is also based on how much money you have. It is also based on how many testimonials you have. It is also based on if you're trying to create a business that is more passive rather than more active, where you are actually getting on calls, and if you have a job already. Do you have a full-time job and you are trying to launch your coaching program on the weekends and evenings? Are you trying to launch your coaching program and you have 4 kids and you barely have any free time, and you're trying to find a way that with this much budget and with this much time, and this is the expertise that you're selling, and this is how much graphic design experience you have, and this is how much video experience that you have, this is how much funnel building experience you have, this is how good you are at closing people on a phone call. All of these factors lead me to give you a completely different customized solution for how you run ads. Because some of you that aren't good at sales calls but are good at sales calls, I'm going to change how your marketing process works. I'm going to say, all right, because you're good at sales calls, we're going to go for high volume of people on those calls. If you're like, look, I hate sales, I don't like closing people, I'm going to go for more quality people who are already informed about your price before they get on those calls, to make it designed for your current skill set, the amount of time you have, money, all those things. need to be considered when figuring out the perfect ad strategy for you. And some of these ad strategies require you to buy additional programs to make work. Some of them require a lot of technical experience. If you're not a very technical person, that is also going to change how I set up your program, versus if you can handle a lot of technical stuff, then I might say, hey, this is a little bit more of an efficient way to do it in the long run. We're going to use AI and things like that, but you're pretty techie. We're going to figure it out. So let's set it up like this. All of these factors go into how I would design a custom ad strategy for you. And if you download a Facebook ads course, even if it's a cheap one, it's going to give you some good data, but don't think that that is your end all solution for you knowing how to run Facebook ads. And not to mention that every single one of you is going to run into a different technical problem than every single one of you. Without fail, every person I've ever coached has some random thing of why Facebook's no longer connected to Instagram, or their Facebook ad account got shut down, and whatever happens, I've been through it likely, or something to the same degree. And this is why, if you just work with me on a call, is when I can fix these for you, because there's so many problems that you can't even find a YouTube video out there that will solve it for you, or the amount of time that you're going to go through Google and just going through blog articles is just going to be ridiculous to solve the smallest problem that someone could just fix for you on a call. So this isn't just to sell you a program, because I'm actually just trying to offer you a free consultation call. Whether you are looking to invest with me further or not right now, I would love to get you on a call so I can at least point you in the right direction before you buy a course or a program that is going to lead you astray. So I'm going to mention that now. You can go to the description if you already know that you could use some help with this and book that call with me. But for those of you that want a little bit more information on this, let me tell you about the program that I bought that led me astray, and why a lot of courses are by nature old marketing strategies. So at the very end of 2018, I bought a course for $5,000 on how to sell courses through webinars. And this guy sold this same program to probably about 1,000 different people. And those 1,000 people went through his program and launched ads that all looked very similar to each other. And he gave us a templated email sequence as well. And we all copied it and pasted it, because we said, hey, let's not try to reinvent the wheel. Let's just copy and paste his templates and then just fill in our business name and our offer name and our price, and we'll just fill in the templates, but say the exact same thing. And if you went through webinars in 2018 to 2020, the chances that you watched a webinar that was made based off of taking this guy's course on how to make webinars is nearly 100%. And if you were really, observant, like I was through this phase, I would go through so many people's webinars, is what you would see is you are getting the exact same emails, the exact same pitch, the exact same messaging and everything. And what it did is it cannibalized the marketing strategy in itself. So when you buy a course that is from someone who has sold that course to a ton of people, the world is actually pretty small, is what online marketing teaches you, especially within these niches and these certain markets, is that all of a sudden the idea will be cannibalized because all of your competitors are doing the same thing. And in order for someone to make a course on something, that means that they must have a good amount of success from it. And what that means is that they have been doing that same method for a few years. So if you're going to make a course on, let's say, Amazon FBA, anyone who is selling a course on Amazon FBA that is a millionaire and is now selling that course on how to become a millionaire, what that means is that this marketing strategy has been around and has been lucrative for at least 2 to 4 years before that person decided to make a course on it. Now, when they decide to make a course on it, that will take them another 2 to 4 months minimum to get that course out. And then it will probably take another 1 to 2 months before you actually hear about it. Maybe it takes you even longer before you buy it. Then it takes you another few months before you actually get it set up and running. And by that time, you are now 4 years late to a strategy that worked for someone. And online marketing and online business opportunities come and go so quickly that By nature of you buying this course after he's sold it to a ton of other people and cannibalized the idea even further, you are behind, and that is what I did. I should have never been trying to sell a $1,000 course from webinars when I was brand new to the industry. I had no testimonials. I had no idea what I was doing. I learned how to click some buttons and I learned how some programs work, and I used that to go into my next endeavors. But ultimately, the idea that I had on how to sell my course was so much better before I had any experience than me trying to cram my business into this guy's cookie cutter template that worked for him a few years beforehand. So by nature, most courses are outdated information or cannibalized information because of the level that they've been sold. So I hope this all makes sense to you. Reach out to me on Instagram, book that call below, and I will give you customized advice to you. And I can't wait to do this. Even if you're not ready to invest, I highly encourage you to do so because I absolutely love taking these calls. And the purpose of this video is to stop you from taking the wrong actions. Make sure you're subscribed, and I'll see you in the next video.